Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to dive into another essential topic for any rabbit farmer, goat farmer, and livestock farming at large. And this is why and how you can make your own hay. If it is your first time coming across our channel, please hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell if you find this kind of content interesting. You could be asking yourself, why would you need to feed your animals hay? This can be rabbits, this can be goats, this can be cattle, or any other livestock that feeds on grass. Why would you be feeding it hay? First of all, hay is the staple diet for rabbits. The hay should constitute about 80% of the rabbit's diet. So you see that already by nature you already being literally forced to feed your rabbits hay. When you feed rabbits hay or any other livestock, let's say goats, cows, they are going to increase their water intake because every time the animal chews on dry matter, it's going to run to water to drink. And you should know that the body weight of any animal from studies that have been made actually has over 50% fluid. So your animals are going to gain more weight if you're feeding them hay because then it is taken alongside a lot of water. So that's the plus if that's how you're feeding your animals. Secondly, hay is packed with lots of fiber and other nutrients like protein that are essential for growth of your animal. The fiber is especially to work on the gut. For rabbits, this is very essential because if you don't feed your rabbits hay, you're going to have very many issues when it comes to weaning them because the little bunnies have a very delicate digestive system. Although even the bigger rabbits also have the same problem, but it becomes worse with the bunnies, with the little bunnies. So and this is also the same when it comes to goats. Your young goats will also have a delicate digestive system, so you will need to feed them hay to kind of get rid of those issues. The other reason why you should be looking at feeding your animals hay is going to relate to the availability of the grasses. Here in Africa, you know that we get seasonal rains. So you have a rainy season and you have plenty of weeds and grasses, some which have grown on their own in the wild, and some which you have planted and grown. And with the help of the rains, you are able to grow your own grass. Now, you're going to have this plenty of grass during a certain season, but remember that at the end of the rainy season, you're going to have a long spell of a drought season. And during the drought season, the grasses literally disappear. Most of them just dry up. So you need to have your hay now to kind of come in and bail you out because if you don't have the hay, then you're going to struggle to feed your animals. This is why it is very important for you to start feeding hay, because then you grow it during the rainy seasons. If you can afford to irrigate during the dry season, you can apply that, but of course most of the beginner farmers are not going to be able to afford these irrigation systems. And even sometimes you can find that having the water source to aid your irrigation could sometimes be difficult. So you're going to depend on the seasonal rains to grow lots of your grass, and then you can dry it and store it as hay. So this is why this is very important because literally the thing that pushes out people from animal rearing is the cost of feed. When the cost of feed blows up through the roof, you find that most farmers literally just quit because they can no longer handle to take care of the animals. So now, which grasses are good for making hay? We're going to have two types. We're going to look at those that freely grow in the wild on their own, that you can move around the bushes and you find and cut it. And one of those is going to be the elephant grass. This is a very common grass around the African continent, and this grows literally on its own. People pay money to have these kind of weeds removed from their garden, and they throw them away and then struggle to feed their animals. Or literally, you can find a garden, and even the owner will be very happy for you to request them that you want to clear off the grass. Literally, this is money because once you feed this grass to your animals transform the grass into muscles, in weight. You slaughter the animals and get money. So this is one grass which you can find, the elephant grass. This is makes very good hay, and it is common around. So hay is not something special per se. Hay is literally grass that you can cut and then dry under shade so that it can retain its nutritional value and then serve it to your animals. So even literally for rabbit farmers, these weeds that you collect around, let's say mango leaves, that can make good hay. Another weed which has very good nutritional value is the bitter leaf. That you can also dry it and give it to your bunnies. You can also get the purple leaf, which also works as a dewormer. You can also get that and feed it to your bunnies as dry. So literally all the grasses which you feed your bunnies, you can make hay out of it. I've even seen farmers who are making hay with plantain leaf. So also that you can get and make hay with it. So that is the first group of the freely uh, grasses that you can find in the wild. Now the second class will be the planted weeds and or the plant weeds. This one is going to require you to get some seeds, get a little bit of land, and where you can plant these grasses. You're either going to plant them during the rainy season. There you will not have to worry about watering them. If you're going to plant them during the dry season, then you will need to water them. The first grass on our list is the Bracharia mulato. This is a very common grass here on the African continent because this is very drought resistant and it makes very good hay. So if you get seeds for the Bracharia molata, that is a very good grass for you to plant. It's drought resistant. You can plant it even in the hot parts of Africa and you will make good hay out of it. The second grass is Chloris guyana, known as Raiders grass. This also makes very good hay. It has high content of crude protein and fiber, which is very essential for your animal growth. And also it is rich in other nutrients that the animals will need to grow. This is a good one. We have grown this actually for our rabbits and it has done us well. It has a faster regrowth rate. I think that's what we have discovered with it. In that in about, if you have rains in about 3 to 4 weeks, you will have got very good stand to be able to cut. However, if you can leave it to grow more, you will be able to get much more from your grass. But still, at as early as that, you can be able to cut the regrowth. The other grass is the alfalfa grass. The alfalfa grass is very high in crude protein and fiber. And also this, we have a field that we have planted. The good thing is that you don't have to have a very huge chunk of land to be able to plant grasses. Even however small the space you have, you can plant grasses. For us, we don't have a huge space, but we have been able to plant alfalfa and Chloris Guyana, like you can see from this video, and we have harvested it several times. For alfalfa, we normally harvest the regrowth after 4 to 5 weeks. We have already a good growth, and that we can already start recutting. So alfalfa is very good. The seeds are a bit pricey, and you may not be able to get them near you, but please, if you can try to find the alfalfa seeds. It's worth it. We have tried it and it is very good. The rabbits enjoy eating it. Even the goats, we have a few goats at home, though we're not doing it on a commercial. We are into rabbit farming on a commercial level, but when we give the alfalfa to our goats, which we have at home, you see that they are enjoying the grass. The alfalfa is referred to as the king of animal protein. So if you find these seeds, please consider buying them, because from those we can testify that it's very good grass, and it has also a high growth rate. The only thing you need is water. If you can grow it during rainy season, it's the best. You're going to harvest it multiple times before the season ends. So if you can time your grass, the planting to start when the rainy season is starting, you're going to harvest multiple times before the rain goes off. And even when it comes to the drought season, it just doesn't die. It will not grow so well if you're not watering, but once the rain comes back, it picks up and then it starts to grow well again. Now, the final grass on our list is the Timothy grass. So the Timothy grass is another good option that you can get if you have access to the seeds. It is also very high in crude protein. It has between 8 to 10% crude protein, and it also has high content of fiber, which makes it very good. So this can work as an alternative to alfalfa if you can't find the seeds. And this is also very good, recommended for rabbits and for goats. So this is a good one to plant for your animals. So as you have planted your grasses and they have grown to about good height, maybe about waist high, around your waistline, that should be a good height for you to cut the grass, especially for Chloris Guyana and Timothy grass. For alfalfa, depending on how you're watering and managing the weeds, because you have to manage the weeds when it comes to alfalfa very well for it to get good height. Otherwise, it's going to start flowering, and it has very nice purplish flowers, and when it starts to flower, you know that your grass is ready for harvest. So if you don't remove the weeds, you can find that your grass is flowering almost when it is still at the knee height. So ensure that you manage the weeds to ensure that your grass gets a good height. because then there is no competition for sunlight and other nutrients from the soil. So once you have cut your grasses, you will need to put them in the sunshine for just a few hours to have them just wilt a little bit, to lose that excess moisture. It's very important that it loses that excess moisture. Otherwise, where you're going to dry it in shade, it will have a lot of water and then it will develop mold. So ensure that you leave it in the sunshine the day you cut it for just a few hours for it to wilt a little bit, and then from there you can transfer it into a shade. So why do you transfer it into the shade? You need to dry your hay in the shade such that the grasses can retain the nutritional value. Otherwise, if you dry them into the direct sunlight, they are going to lose the nutrients as they lose the water. As the water moves due to the too much heat, it goes with everything. So you need to dry the hay under shade, and this is very important because then you will just be wasting your grass. You would have been better off just feeding it fresh. Once your grasses have dried, and you can turn it around a little bit sometimes if that is possible, because to kind of inspect whether it is not developing any mold due to maybe moisture that was left within the grass. So turn it around until you have it very dry. Once it dries, you need now to pack it into bales. If you have a manual machine to pack it into bales, or you have these mechanized tractors and stuff like that to help you bale the hay, that would be great. If you can't have access to all that, you simply tie it and then store it off the ground in a shade. It being in a shade is important because that's what helps it to retain the nutritional value. Put it in a shade, a well ventilated place that is in the shade, and you will be able to preserve your grass for years. Then you, during the dry season, for you're just having a continuation of how you have been feeding, because you will have prepared for your grasses. If you've watched this video this far, please consider liking the video, subscribe to the channel, so that when we put up new content, you will be notified and you don't miss out. For everyone who has subscribed to the channel and commenting, giving us positive feedback, liking our videos, thank you so very much, because we need this kind of feedback to continue making this kind of content for you guys and for everyone who enjoys it here on YouTube. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.